What's up, guys out there in social media land? Happy New Year's. We're back, Teach Me Tuesday in 2025. Super excited. And guys, we got a topic for you today. We're going to talk about the home buying process demystified. Gavin, what's that big word, demystified? Well, we're going to break it down. We're going to make the home buying process simpler to understand and be able to gather how you should go about going through the process. So, without further ado, it's your boy Gavin, Abraham Loan Officer here in Summerville, South Carolina, Charleston, all over South Carolina, and also North Carolina. We got the lovely Miss LaShawn Abraham. Tell the people who you are. I already told them half of it. You tell the rest.
Yeah, LaShawn Abraham, Happy New Year, guys. We're definitely excited to be back with you in 2025 to demystify this home buying process. And of course, we have, the always sharp Mr. Barry.
How y'all doing today? Happy New Year. And man, we're gonna get right into it.
That's right.
Yeah, let's get right into it, Gavin.
So, man, starting off with, let's do it by steps. Step one, we gotta assess our financial situation before we think about anything, guys. Before you think about buying a house, before you think about buying a car, planning a vacation, whatever it is, you have to know what your finances are. You gotta stop, check your, and finances is a broad range. We're not just talking about your money. We're talking about checking your credit score because credit is a form of finances. That's what
Well, yeah,
allows
a
you
lot
to
of people
borrow
think
money.
that's a myth, though, Gavin. A lot of people, that's one of the myths that I hear is that people think that if they keep checking their credit, their score is going to drop.
Uh,
How do I know the right place to check my credit? All of those, looming, I think, intimidating thoughts and questions that people have. So what tips would y'all provide, I guess, regarding what's the proper way to check your credit? Is there a proper way to check your credit, or how do you really get yourself together to buy a house?
yeah, I'm just gonna jump in there real quick, not to be long winded. But first of all, guys, your credit score is offered. Your credit report. You should be checking to make sure that's accurate for one. Freeannualcreditreport.com. You do it every year. Get your annual free credit report. That should be either a checklist item at the beginning of the year or at the end of the year, so that you can make sure your information is correct. First things first, and then go on. You can go to the Experian website. You got your some credit cards that you may have like the give you your Experian score or your FICO score. We all know about Credit Karma. Credit Karma is a good tool, a good resource, but it may not always be accurate when it comes to your credit score from what we see on our end. So definitely plenty of different sources out there to check your credit. But I always suggest go straight to the bureaus. Use their website. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion to retain your score and see your information.
Yeah. What about you, Wilmot? Do you get a lot of your clients that, are a little bit afraid? Well, I guess, do you think your clients, or do you know if your clients kind of assess their financial situation before they kind of meet with you, or do they kind of get prepared in the process? What have your experience been?
It's kind of mixed. Some of them, I want to say a majority of them, kind of know exactly where well, I won't say exactly, but they kind of got an idea where they might stand as far as where their credit is. One of the things I do ask them to do, if they want to find out where their credit might be, I do recommend Experian.com. I do believe they have like the 30-day free trial or what's up.
Mhm.
So I was like, man, go and check your credit. It's a good resource to I guess, monitor that. I think it's a great place where you can monitor your credit. I think even some banking institutions may even monitor your credit for you. I know in Bank of America, when I log in, I could check my credit score.
Mhm.
Sometimes to kind of give me an idea what my credit might be. So, but I think you guys might look at I won't say a different score. I don't know if y'all do like the aggregate score or something like that?
Yeah, so it's kind of changed within the
Hmm.
last like year and a half as far as
Yeah.
the actual metrics to the actual credit score itself. But overall, we kind of use a tri-merge credit report and we kind of take
Okay.
whatever score kind of falls in the middle when doing so. So that can be a little bit misleading to people if they're just only getting one score from their bank or two
Right.
scores from Credit Karma or something like that. In all honesty, what I try to tell people at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer to just go directly to the source. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So if you're trying to buy a house and you want to know where you stand with that, then just don't be afraid to reach out to a mortgage lender or a real estate professional, because I think the professionals that work in that industry can be the best source to kind of guide you to where
right.
you are and what you need to do. So that's kind of, my opinion on that.
Yeah,
But
man.
let's jump
That's a
into
good
number two.
segue into number two. Getting pre-approved.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So, do you think there's some myths around the whole pre-approval process, or should a person get pre-approved, or should they not get pre-approved?
yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any myths around it per se, but it's important. It's an important part of the process because without being pre-approved, you don't know what you can buy. So it's just cut, dry, and simple, guys. Take the step to find out where you are in your financial dream of purchasing a home, and
But
you
what if
won't
you're
know
just
that.
looking? You're not really, you don't
You can
know.
you can look, but you still don't know what you're looking for. You can say you're just looking at homes, whatever it may be, but there's no reason for you to be looking at a home you can't afford.
Mm.
Unless you putting something on the vision board and you're dreaming and hoping that that's you plan to reach that, and you're setting goals up to be able to reach that. But just to throw it up there, put a mansion on the board, and I'm sorry, you don't make mansion type money. Um, it's just not, that's being realistic. So get pre-approved. That's step number two. Step number three, what we got?
So let's
Define
see. Go ahead, Wilmer.
define your needs and wants. Guys, this is super important
Hmm.
because you know when you go out there and you start looking at homes, it's important that you kind of like what Gavin said. You want to, kind of envision what you would want in your home. Okay, write those things down, especially if you have a partner. Okay,
Mhm.
I've noticed husband and wives, fiance or significant other, um, they come to differences a lot of times when we're out looking at properties. Sometimes they're on the same page, sometimes they're not. Sometimes the guy says, "Man, I want the yard," right?
Mhm.
And don't really care too much about the kitchen, but the wife wants the kitchen, the nice kitchen in the house down the street that has a yard of 0.25 acres, but the husband wants the 5 acre property. So you really want to make sure what's priority for you guys, what's important, and kind of put that on a list, because I think it really will help you when it's time to go house shopping
Good
and
stuff.
put things in perspective. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's super sound advice. Super sound advice. Next up is definitely, which is something I highly recommend, is finding a real estate agent. You need a knowledgeable person who knows the market, who can help negotiate on your behalf to help kind of advocate for you in this home buying process. I still believe that there are a lot of people that honestly, Wilma, they feel like they don't need a realtor. Like they can look on Zillow or realtor.com to find their own house.
Right.
Like, what value do you bring? It's kind of how they
Yeah.
they kind of shape that sometimes. But in my opinion, I definitely think that a real estate agent is key.
Mhm.
They're the most important, piece to this puzzle outside of, alongside with a lender. But I think that realtor is, I mean, they're with you. They're with you more than a lender is with you. They're with you more than, any other party that helped you in that process. So I know, Wilmot, you probably have a good bit to say about that, being that that's your protected profession over here.
I probably need to do a whole video on that by itself, just to be honest. And I'm not just trying to sell me or sell realtors out there, but I just want you to really look at it like this is what we do. This is our profession. Okay. Especially the ones you see out here doing it day in and day out. Okay. We look at real estate on a daily basis. It's almost like me asking, saying, "Hey, whatever your specialty is at your job, I want to do your job." Okay. When you step into the real estate space, this is my job, this is my space. And I want you to have the confidence in your agent that they're going to look out for you and have your best, interest at hand. And then that way you feel secure in the one of the biggest purchases you're probably going to make in your life.
That's so well said.
Yeah.
So well said. Absolutely love that. Love
So,
it.
once you narrow that down, once you find that agent, guess what time it is, baby? It's time to start house hunting.
There we
So,
go.
that's the fun part, right? Going to look at all these different houses. Once you find a good agent, guess what? They're going to ask you what you're looking for. You've already made your list of needs and wants. So guess what? They're not just showing you mansions when what you want is not a mansion. You want a 4-bedroom house, 3-bedroom house, 2 baths, whatever it may be. So house hunting, you get to attend open houses. That way you can kind of see it and understand what it is that you may want, or that you didn't know that you wanted. Because I didn't know that I needed a home office. I thought maybe I could just change the bedroom, into an office space. But no, what is more appealing to me is actually having a dedicated office space off of my dining room or off of my living room. So yeah, you take notes as you start house hunting, see the different things that you like, and it helps you be able to make a informed decision as opposed to an emotional decision. Because we don't want to make
Now,
emotional
question though,
decisions.
I have a question there. So, Wilmar, do you find that typically most people know what they want? Kind of like before you start taking and looking for homes, or do you feel like they kind of figure it out as they continue to see more properties?
I think they have an idea, right? And that's why I say it's important to write that list. I think they have an idea of what they want, but sometimes when they think they haven't know what they want and they walk into the space, it feels different. I don't know what this is about. It might be a spiritual thing, and it's just one of those things when you walk into your home, you almost know it. It's like I don't, and I know some people say, "Well, Wilmot sells houses." No, I really don't. I really don't sell. I mean, the house is gonna sell itself, but my job is really to put the things you want in front of you, and if it's for you, it's for you. So when you walk into that house and you say, "Oh man, I never thought I would like a keeping room in my house. I never thought I would like a frog above my garage, or even have a garage," until you feel the space and you see how it feels when it's cold outside and you pull inside the garage and you're like, man, this sure is convenient to have that. It's something about house hunting, guys. It's exciting. It can get emotional, but it's one of the greatest things I've experienced as a realtor, to see a family when they find their home. They're like, oh man, I think this is it. Let's put that offer in. So yeah.
I love it. And I mean, that's a great segue into the next one, putting an offer in. I think when it comes to making an offer on a property like that one in general, it can be simple, or sometimes I've seen people just have false expectations when it comes to a house, like depending on, like, of course, which is, I think, adds more value, or more to my point of why you need to make sure you're working with a professional or real estate agent that can help guide you, because sometimes people want to offer way below price, or sometimes they may want all these lavish things done, or may not ask for enough. There's so much that goes on when it comes to putting in an offer and figuring out the proper way to structure the offer, that I think that's a whole nother
Yeah, I thought that's a
segment.
whole other video in its own. Because we've seen plenty of times, working with Wilmot and other realtors, where how complex an offer can be, to where it can include certain things that a buyer, someone off the street who's looking to go shop for a home, didn't know they can ask for. You didn't know you can ask for. The water hose that's attached to the side of the house. I mean, it can be, you can just think that that's the best little hookup that's already there, and you're like, man, I would love to have that with the house, but you didn't know that you can ask for it. And when you deal with a realtor who's understands, this market and understands, because this is their profession and this is what they do day in and day out, man, they can help you get the things that you want in a property, and help you negotiate, come to terms with making your offer. So, I mean, it's awesome. Um,
Yeah, you guys said pretty much. Y'all said a lot, and so I don't want to prolong it, but y'all, that offer is so important, guys. Like it can make or break a deal,
mhm.
right? You can offend a seller with an offer.
Mhm.
You can under offer and make it more beneficial for the seller when you could have asked for more. As a beginner or a novice that's coming into real estate, you don't really know a lot of the things you can ask for. But then sometimes you might ask for too much. So you need a professional to help you with it.
All
So
right.
I totally agree.
yeah.
I totally agree. Well, guys, that's our time. I mean, 15 minutes really does go by fast, but like always, we will catch you guys again next week with another Teach Me Tuesday topic. If you
Mhm.
guys have any questions, if you guys have anything that you would like for us to discuss on this platform, you know how to find us on all social media channels. You can definitely send us a direct message as well. And we look forward to meeting back here next week.
That's right.
We're bringing you
Right.
guys some more great information. And we hope you guys are having a great, happy new year and starting your new year off right.
That's right. And it's already started. It may not start the way you want it to start, but you can always change it around. You got more than 350 something days left.
Right,
so,
right,
so make it
right.
do what it do.
Crush them goals, guys. Go out there and crush those goals. I know you out there still doing those goals. So my blessings to you so you can crush those goals this year in 2025.
Uh,
All right, guys. See y'all next week. Bye.
Peace.